My beloved dear followers, my beautiful fledglings, I'm Gabriella from Gabriella's Vampire Tarot. For today, I'm actually going to be talking to you guys about this one book. I mean, I don't have the book with me right now, but apparently it also came in the form of a magazine or comic book. That's what they're called, right? Comic book and not magazines. But have you guys ever heard of the author George R. Martin? Apparently, he is quite a successful author out in this world. And he wrote the Game of Thrones the human was telling me about. But anyway, he also wrote this interesting vampire story called Fever Dream. Now, the human, it's like ever since, he and I, we got together as human and vampire. He's more or less my familiar, as I call him. But anyway, he purchased this comic book, based off of George R. Martin's Fever Dream. And he was just saying, this individual, whoever it is, reminded me of her for some reason. This woman's name is apparently Valerie, but then he came across this one picture, and he's of this vampire. You can see, sort of. But anyway, because, she's... he said, well, you both have dark hair and you both have this red dress on. And he even, ordered this other or purchased, what did he say? Order or purchase. But anyway, this other red dress, that more or less, also resembles this dress of this one woman and stuff like that. But if you ever get a chance to read this book called, Fever Dream, it's also based off of vampires and stuff like that. Because he said that one of the women named Valerie in the story sort of reminded me of like, of me, it's like, because he said, you both are, very similar. And the thing is what kind of sort of creeped me out about this story is there's this evil vampire, what, by the name of Damon Julian, and, the character Damon Julian, and, he also has long black hair and was a vampire. And I was just thinking, oh my goodness. I thought, I know that there's something out there. I know that there's a dark force out there. I'm sure, whoever the vampire was that turned me, pretty much, is still out there. I don't know what he is doing. If he is, in his tomb or, in a coffin somewhere, or if he's going through his hibernation phase. I don't know anything. I just only can sense that he is out there. Because, even though this, these pictures, whoever, aren't really all that good looking, but if you can see, like, from this individual, not the blonde one, but the brunette, or the black-haired guy, he also has, like, black long hair, and apparently in the book he's incredibly handsome and stuff. And the thing is, it's like this story, what takes place sort of in New Orleans, the main vampire hub and stuff like that, a lot of, vampire stuff take place at, it's like they have this store, called Boutique du Vampire, and all this other stuff. But I just thought, interesting. I mean, the human's been to New Orleans. I haven't. I just think, okay, it's like I don't want to draw too much attention and think, oh yeah, you're probably just one of those actors. You just pretty much just put on these fake fangs and your acrylic nails and all this stuff, and you probably just drink blood, right? From those, those blood packs, probably just filled with all kinds of like non-blood liquids and stuff like that, probably like wine or something. But I don't drink wine. He, occasionally does, but I don't. And then he sometimes like to pretend, like, he'll have a, and like a glass of wine, and then he'll just say, oh, it's like, I'm gonna be tasting, this purest of blood. And I just think, okay, have fun. I just let him have his little entertainment with, being a fake vampire, if he wants to be a fake vampire. But to be honest, the life of an actual vampire is really not at all what the media, shows, in any way. Because, it's like, the media, tends to stereotype, exaggerate in many ways, on what, actually, situations are like. So what happens is, it's like, okay, they, show this beautiful, good-looking actor and say, okay, just put on these fake fangs, and then we'll put on these acrylic nails for you, and then all you have to do is just have this real sensual demeanor about you, and then you get all these people whoever it is, out there that are so incredibly drawn to you. But to be honest, that is not at all the case. It's like, that Nosferatu movie, I think that's what vampires are mostly resembling. It has probably nothing per se to do with how beautiful or how handsome you actually are as an individual. It really has to do with, I think, being on the hunt for, what you want and desire. So, it's like if a vampire craves blood, he or she, whoever it may be, will just go out there and just claim whoever and whatever they want, and not just think, oh yeah, I'm first gonna get all romantic about it and stuff like that. Because a lot of vampires, they want to keep to themselves. They don't go out and they don't look really for connections and stuff like that. So I'm surprised. I mean, I'm not surprised. Let's say that the vampire actually stayed with me and turned me in and said, oh yeah, I'll be your partner or husband forever. No, he just pretty much just saw me as an opportunity and pretty much just thought, okay, I'm just going to claim this one and then we'll see what happens. And ever since, I have not heard or seen him. But then I start seeing these tiny little details, like even that comic book, I've seen, somebody with black hair. I think, oh my God, is that him? And then, of course, the human likes to tease me a bit and say, yeah, don't you realize he's back here? Okay, he's in New Orleans, he's waiting for you. And I'm just thinking, oh, come on, don't give me that, But, it's like I start, getting, paranoid, but not really paranoid in a negative sense, but I just start, getting this real dark sense, thinking, I wonder if he's out there. Because, there are plenty of books about handsome, beautiful, black-haired beauties out there, that are just, in different stories and genres and stuff like that. And then I just think, nope. That's not him at all. I mean, it could be. There's really no certainty because, because my senses are there. It's like I do sometimes, look outside of, the window of my home sometimes, and I just kind of think, through some of the misty areas and think, I wonder if I, were to go out there, right now, if I would just, we'll see him or something like that. But so far, I haven't noticed anything. I haven't, felt anything, except for that my senses are there. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of share that with you. If you guys are interested in reading about more vampire stuff, or if you guys are interested in more other vampire stories, it's like I've been reading up on a couple of these real interesting, entertaining fictional stories. I mean, most likely not how it actually happens, to real vampires like myself. But other than that, I just wanted to share this with you because, and I just want to know, do I it sort of look like that Valerie, girl character woman, with her red dress and dark hair? I'm just always interested. If you guys want to join in on this discussion, I'll have the discussion box open. But I'm just wondering, do I remind you guys of somebody like that? Because I wonder if since I'm only 300 and some years old, I'll be 301 in like a few months, but if somehow, I was just kind of caught off guard and maybe George R.R. Martin or maybe one of his associates or something, came across or just, saw me once in the evening just kind of walking around and thought, interesting, I wonder who this mysterious woman is. It's like, I mean, I would never show my fangs to anybody out in this world, except for in this, in my readings and stuff like that. But usually, I just kind of am very, extra careful about showing off of my identity and stuff like that, because a lot of either people are incredibly biased and saying, oh yeah, vampires don't exist, you're one of those actors, or B, to say, oh yeah, you want to turn me into a vampire. And I've always and I will always refuse. I don't turn people into vampires, because the thing is once the damage is done, the damage is done, and there's no ever going back to being human as far as I'm concerned. It's like I've tried different drinks, I mean, potions maybe. I mean, I'm not really much of a potions person, but I've tried all kinds of, tactics so far to no avail. But A, or, B, I would never turn anybody. And C, it's like, I don't want, well, the thing is, it's like, if people are drawn to vampires, for romantic reasons, there's that's actually far from the truth. Okay, well, maybe we look incredibly very beautiful and enticing and stuff like that, but just remember, we are also monsters. We're not just humans that, that you can have a romantic and yeah, 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 feel some kind of companionship or something. Remember that we are also monsters, and that we do, well, some of us may have gone out on the hunt, and some of us have other resources and stuff like that. So the thing is it's just like even with vampires and werewolves, it's like those don't really mix. It's like even vampires and witches, perhaps. I mean, but then again, I'm doing tarot, but then again, I was never a vampire before I did tarot. But I just wanted to add this little tidbit. I was kind of interested to see what you guys thought about that fever dream story. And but anyway, I just want to thank you all so very much for supporting me and my channel. I love you guys incredibly. Thank you again. Feel free to join and just subscribe whenever you feel like it. I'm always going to be here for a very long time, but I just want to say how much I appreciate you all, and thank you again.